She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 1, Episode 10. This is the season finale. And I have to say, I think I'm happy that it's the finale. I thought Love and Hip Hop Miami would be better than what it was. And it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So I'm like, okay, let's move on past Miami. Let's get their reunion out the way. Let's get the Love and Hip Hop New York reunion out the way. And let's get the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let's hope that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta saves this franchise. Because I'm like, some of these shows, not like them. Hope everyone had a great day. So let's get into this review. The episode starts off with Trick and Trina doing an interview at a radio station. They're announcing they're having like a backyard free barbecue like performance concert for the fans, because all the Miami fans is waiting for this Trick and Trina album to drop. And I feel like I'm still waiting for it to drop. It's currently 2018. It's currently March. Say it's March 5th. Yep, it's 11:30. So it's March 5th. And I haven't seen or heard a Trick and Trina album. I did see they had like a single out. And then they had like the song that played at the beginning of the episode. They did that song, but there's no album. And I'm just trying to see like, what they're going to do. So, after their interview, whatever, Trick is talking to Trina, basically saying how he kind of is not happy. And he ain't giving Joy no goddamn on divorce, even though he told Joy in the last time that we saw them talk that he would grant her the divorce. He telling Trina ain't gonna happen. Basically saying like he did not want Joy to be happy unless Joy was with him. Meaning, I ain't divorcing her because if I divorce her and she happy, it's going to piss me off and she can't be happy without me. Now, see, the thing about that is you don't want to hear people say that, because sometimes that's when stuff going a little bit too far. And then people out here beefing and arguing and stuff. You don't want nobody to try to kill nobody. Like, let the lady go. Y'all been divorced for y'all been separated for clearly 4 years. Y'all have been living two different lives as far as we know. So, just let it go. But he do say how he never wanted Joy to leave in the first place. It was her decision to leave him, but he didn't want her to leave because no one gonna treat her like he do and all this other bullshit that he's saying. And he's like, so in real life, I ain't giving her no divorce, and you can let her know that. I'm like, Trick, no, why would you do that shit? Now that's just stupid. So we do see, because he was like, yeah, if she can't be happy with me, she can't be happy. That's what you say to somebody you trying to murder. Okay, you do different things and you say different things, but you shouldn't be saying like she can't be happy unless she with me. That's crazy talk. We see later in the episode when they're at the barbecue, Joy do go and she confront him, basically just saying like, why are you telling Trina we can't get divorced? You told me one thing, you telling her something different, and what's going on here? And he like, she said, I'm trying to move on with my life. I'm trying to be happy in my life. And he said, that's the problem. I don't want you to be happy unless you with me. I'm like, what kind of fucking Trick. I feel like if y'all been separated for 4 years, whether she happy or not, y'all ain't together. So my thing is, trying to force her to just stay with you or to stay married to you is dumb, because y'all both still living two separate lives, and you doing that isn't making her want to come back. If you were trying to make her come back and say, I still love you, I want to work it out, okay, whatever. But that ain't what he doing. You just don't want to see her happy. And that's the crazy part about it. And, he tell her, no one gonna love you how I love you. She was like, what? That's just crazy. I can't, me and him ain't getting back together. We not gonna get back together. So I'm gonna have to do what I need to do. The fact that Joy has not went her damn self in the past 4 years and filed for divorce is beyond me. I mean, is she still getting perks for being married to Trick Daddy? Like, is there some kind of Trick Daddy perks that she get when she in Miami? I'm guessing she is, because he's supposed, as they say, the mayor of Miami. I'm pretty sure they got a different mayor. But, I wouldn't have stayed separated and not file for divorce. I wouldn't wait until we on a TV show and then file for divorce. Whatever. He then said he ain't trying to talk about that because he had to get to do his show. And he, can I get a hug? Can I get a kiss? And she was like, no, leave me alone. They have a very weird dynamic to where it's very unstable. It's very... Because she has to know him saying, I don't want you to be happy and let you with me. It's crazy. Like, she has to understand that. And I'm just like, girl, just go ahead, get you a PPO, file for divorce, and move the fuck on with your life. So, it was what it was. We see Pretty Ricky link up. And this time, Spectacular is there and Slickum is there. Now, we only seen Slickum and Spectacular. We seen Slickum in one episode, and we seen Spectacular in maybe 2 episodes before this one. And both of them been gone all goddamn season. I guess they was like, we ain't had enough of this bullshit. We'll do an appearance here and there, but that's really it. Only P and Baby Blue was like, sprinkled throughout the season. So basically, they saying they're gonna make up some rules about, they have to address things head on so that them getting back together as a group. They don't, I'm washing my hair tomorrow. It's gonna be back up in the bun. So y'all ain't gotta worry about me consistently doing that to get it off my neck. So Slickum is back and they're trying to say what they want to bring up to like not fall back into breaking up again. They show how Slickum was on stage, taking his clothes off, how he was on social media showing his dick and all this foolishness, and they like, look, you can't be doing that. We older now, we gotta kind of tone it down. And Slickum, to me, it's still wild. Like, you can clearly see he's a wild boy and he ain't trying to calm down. You can clearly see he be turning up. He probably be drinking this party all the goddamn time. So I'm like, I think y'all might need to just sit him down in the corner somewhere with some water and just say, Slickum, stay. Just don't move. Just sit there and shut up for a minute. Because otherwise, he's going to be all over the place. So after they kind of agree on that little part of it, saying how Slickum going to need to calm the fuck down, P then bring up, oh yeah, and then, Baby Blue, met up with Shay. I get to the studio station and he in there with Shay and it pissed me off. And Blue got me like, what the fuck you bringing it up for? We talked about that. It was already discussed. Like, why you bringing it up? Well, because it still bothered me and we need to be upfront and honest and say what we feel and what's going on. Because the brother, all this bullshit. And what I do like is how Blue just basically said, like, I ain't gonna let him stop me from making my money. However, I get that he's upset because I didn't tell him I was working with Shay. So he basically said he apologized for that part of it and let's move on and they can be cool or whatever. And they basically make up and now they fine. Now, I also ain't heard no new Pretty Ricky music. I ain't been looking for it either. So that can be a reason. It could be a single out here I don't know about because I ain't been looking. So, we're gonna figure that out later. Gunplay at the beach. And he's saying how, his mind and his spirit and his body is just not in sync. And when it's not in sync, he has to just fix himself spiritually. So him and the guy at the beach, and he said he is practicing his religion of Santeria. And I Googled it, because I wanted to be sure. Like, I'm like, what? I don't know what it was. And it just said that it was an African-American religion, but it was of Caribbean descent. And it said it was a little bit of form of Christianity. It said a whole bunch of stuff. But what I gathered from it was, it's a religion that was based in the Caribbean, and some Caribbean African Americans has adapted to it and they practice it. That's the gist of what I got from it. Other than that, I have no idea what it is. But he was on like a little fruit offering to, he said, the mother of all, like the goddess of the ocean. I didn't know what he was talking about, and I was a little bit confused. But I get when someone is basically sacrificing something to who they worship to get themselves back centered. Okay. We see that he invited Kiara down there to basically apologize for what he's done to her this season. Basically getting back on drugs. And when she tried to talk to him about it, he kind of was like, he didn't say fuck you, but he basically told her go ahead on somewhere, go ahead on, he don't care. Because he was in this whole high mode. So he kind of played her a little bit. And, so he's apologizing that, so, I'm sorry, I was tripping, can we start with a clean slate? I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I feel like, he consistently does the same things, and then he consistently apologizes for it, and then nothing changes. She's like, so I feel like at this point, you playing me. And I said, Kiara's smart. I like Kiara. Kiara's smart. She says how, you have a choice. You either can go to rehab or I'm done with you, point blank period. Your excuses are getting old. You're almost 40. And he like, you going to toss away, he said like 765 all these days. So I'm like, you couldn't say 2 years. You couldn't say 20, whatever amount of months it was. You had to get a day. So I'm like, okay. But, so you're going to toss away all that good stuff that we had. And she's like, look, you not doing good right now. And me forgiving you ain't helping you. So, you either got to do rehab or I'm done. She's like, I'm already halfway out the door. So, you almost don't even have a choice. Because if you don't go to rehab, I'm just not coming back. And, she brings up, which was a valid point, like, I moved here to be with you, but I didn't move here to be with you and deal with the same situation that you were dealing with before. She said, I have my own situations. I have my own stuff. I've been shot 3 times. I've been through my own shit. I was depressed myself, and, I only want to go up. And if I stay with you where you are, I'm not going to go any further than where I am right now. I said, girl, you better speak them truths. Yes, okay. You cannot let a man or anyone keep you complacent in a place of where they are if they're not moving forward. And I like how she said, like, she wanted to move forward with him, but she can't do that in the state that he's in right now. She can't go upward. She's just sitting still. Kiara, I fucks with Kiara heavy. I fucks with her in real life. I don't know her, but I fucks with her. So she leaves, and you have to make a choice. And that was what it was. Bobby and Tip go to this little barbecue thing that Trick and Trina's having. It was a little quick little scene where I'm looking like, one, I don't know why Bobby there if he's still mad at Trina, because he had a little stank look on his face, like, I don't fuck with Trina, and she don't, and she was mad at me, all this. Bobby, Trina was mad at you because you brought up her name in the interview. Simple as that. Apologize for it. Move the fuck on. Let it be what it be. He also brings up how he's happy that him and Jeffrey were able to make up or, make amends when Jeffrey came to his little single release party. And, he's like, we can probably be friends. Okay, if you say so. We do later see that he do go talking to Trina, and in his own way, he apologized. He really did. But what I like that he said was, is you going to accept my apology? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because we family. And if somebody got a problem with you, they got a problem with me. And, so it was a thing of we family, and I'm always rock with you regardless of what else we got going on. So I hope you accept my apology. And Trina did. And she said that she gets that he's trying to make his own way now. But she did to say to him, don't use my name to try to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it on your own. Like, don't do interviews about me and make that the reason you get interviews. And I agree, because in the beginning you should want it to be about you. You shouldn't want to your interviews to be about someone else. And that's just how it needs to be. We see Young Hollywood, and he kind of linked up with Veronica, and they just on a bus going to this damn barbecue, I guess. And we see that he is basically upset that Amada was outside that event fighting. And look, I feel like even though Young Hollywood in different ways is a piece of shit, I still feel him on the aspect of him saying we were at a professional event, and for Amara to be outside fighting made him mad. I get that, because again, you don't want people in the industry to be like, well, he invited these ratchet people who was fussing and fighting outside. And for Amara, she shouldn't want people seeing that she outside of events fighting. So I get him saying, like, I have my own, ghetto antics when I was younger, and I've done things myself to tarnish my career when I was younger. I don't want to have anyone else bring my name down. I get what he was saying completely, because you don't want someone else's fuck up to fuck up your stuff. And even though, as I said, he can be a piece of shit because he keeps flip-flopping back and forth between Amada and Veronica, but his point was valid. You know what I'm saying? His point was valid even if he's a goddamn flip-flopper. And, Veronica was saying how she done with him too, and it is what it is. So, okay, whatever. We then see Amada and JoJo talking. And when Amada was telling JoJo about her and Veronica altercation. What I did not like that Amada did was she made it seem as if Veronica was the aggressor. But we were talking outside of these in, and, you know, she was in my face, and, you know, she kind of came at me, and because she came at me and was saying things, you know, I reached out and touched her, and I'm like, that ain't what I saw. I saw y'all both talking, y'all both was arguing, and you, in my opinion, went after her first. So I felt like she was trying to take the blame off of herself and make it seem as if, well, she pushed me to, you know, to react because she was in my space, and she really wasn't. In my personal motherfucking opinion, I don't care about anybody else's opinion. Don't forget, you can have your own opinion, but it does not make mine wrong. So from there, she was saying how, then she started talking like, yeah, and then she said something about my afro, was trying to say how it was, you know, a bad thing to have an afro, and I'm like, that ain't what she did. And again, Amada be switching stuff up to make people think that someone is making her feel less than for her skin tone or her hair. And I'm like, that ain't what Veronica did per se. What Veronica did was said you were wearing a wig. And her saying that you were wearing a wig did not mean that it was anything wrong with having an afro. What she was saying was you wearing a wig, but you making people think it's your real hair. And it isn't. That's like, if this is a weave, okay? If this is a weave, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to put my hair up in a ponytail. My hair get on my nerve, you know. I hate you know. If this wasn't my hair, I shouldn't be saying that. So I think what she was saying is Amada is very vocal about loving who she is and loving her natural self or her natural, beautiful, you know, brown skin and how her hair is. But if she's wearing a wig, even though there ain't nothing wrong with wigs, ain't nothing wrong with weaves. But I also agree with a person can't claim I'm so natural this, I'm so natural that, I love my natural self if you're wearing a wig. You can't say I love being natural if you're out here with fake eyelashes, you know, fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows, fake nails, acrylic nails, you know, a weave. Then you're not being your authentic natural self. You're being the person you made to be. That's why I don't wear lashes. As y'all see, I barely have any goddamn eyebrows, but I'm not trying to put anything on my face. I'm just my natural self. And I get what Veronica meant when she said that wig is a weave. That hair, the afro is a wig. It wasn't saying that it was anything wrong with the afro. So I don't like how Amara, she consistently does that. And I don't like it. It kind of irks my goddamn nerves. I'm like, it's a difference between someone saying you're wearing a wig and I hate afros. Your afro is stupid. And that ain't what she did. So as she doing that, Steph walk up. Steph's not how she kind of just don't want to be in the middle of Amada's and Veronica's bullshit, how she was trying to be a peacemaker and shit went left. And then again, what I didn't like was how Amada then was telling Steph, well, you know, don't even know how much of a fake phony bitch Veronica is. I'm a person where I feel like if we cool and we friends and we fall out, if you talk shit about me, we wasn't really friends. Any friend who I'm no longer friends with, you will never hear me speak ill of them. You will never hear me speak anything against them. The most you will hear me say is, I don't fuck with her no more. She cool. We ain't friends no more. You won't hear me speak negatively. Because my thing is, if we was friends, I don't have any ill feelings towards you. Unless you, like, stole from me, and I'm like, well, no, the bitch stole some stuff from me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I get that, but I'm not gonna ever be like, man, that bitch fake. She ain't shit. She would talk shit about so and so and so and so. She's just fake. Because my thing is, ain't none of my friends who I'm no longer cool with, ain't none of them a fake and phony bitch. None of them. We just don't. We fell out for whatever reasons, and I feel like Amada be talking shit about Veronica. And I feel like the same way when she told JoJo something Veronica told her in confidence when they were friends, you don't tell secrets either. So for that, I can't fuck with Amara on those notes, because I think that's some fakery and some bullshit I can't rock with. I can't. And anybody who I'm no longer friends with, don't talk shit about me. You know what I'm saying? Because we know people in the same circles or whatever, and it's just not what we do. At least that ain't what we do here in Detroit. If we don't rock no more, we don't rock no more, and it is what it is. But you're not gonna hear me out. She ain't shit. That bitch fake. That ain't what we do here. It's not. And I think Amada consistently does that. So to me, that means they wasn't really friends. Now when Veronica she walks up, and Amara was talking shit or whatever, and what did she say? She told JoJo, you look like a rainbow. How is that when you supposed to be a millionaire? She's telling Mara that she out here selling fake Afro dreams to kids. I said, bitch, fake Afro dreams to children? That made me chuckle. She said that she out here selling these fake dreams of Afro to children. Bitch, she's so damn stupid. So, Veronica ain't innocent in this either. Don't get me wrong. She's not an innocent bystander. But I feel like she's retaliating against Amada, not because she's mad, but you still ain't heard her say, well, they all crazy. You can tell that they weren't really friends, because my thing is, eventually Veronica do call Amada fake too. So they weren't really friends in the beginning. Who know? Maybe they were just friends for the goddamn TV show. And so JoJo was talking, Amada's talking, Veronica's talking, and Veronica yelling, you ain't gonna ever work with this producer again, and I'm gonna make sure this and make sure that. JoJo put her foot up on the table, on the seat of the table, and when she do that, Veronica sees it, and it looks as if JoJo is gonna run across the table and attack Veronica. So Veronica, she starts to get up on the table too, to prevent JoJo from getting the drop on her. But when Veronica does that, Amada sees Veronica do that, and she runs on the table and tries to run, and she didn't try to. She ran across the table to try to get at Veronica, and security course separated them. They kind of maybe like swung at each other. They didn't nobody hit anything or whatever, and they arguing back and forth, and they were yelling back and forth. They were bleeping things. I think they were speaking things in Spanish. But, Veronica was basically calling Amara fake and talking about how she's representing a culture that she does not understand. Amara was calling her. It was a bunch of fuckery and bullshit of them just yelling things at each other. It was being bleeped, so I don't care. And what I won't rock with, what I can't rock with, what I don't really like is how Veronica said, there's a difference between real niggas and fake niggas, and I know I'm real. We're all black and come from the same place. I'm just lighter. I can honestly say I did not know or consider Veronica to be black. I did not. I consider her to be of the Caucasian persuasion, and I do not like the fact that she used the word nigga at all. And I don't care what neighborhood you come from and how you think you're black. I don't think you are. And that's I don't like that she uses that word. I just don't. And it kind of pissed me off. And I'm like, but it's because I don't see her as black. I can't, I don't. And I know that might be rude or insensitive or whatever. But I don't think, and I did not think that she was black. I thought that she was like a white Latino, or however you want to word that, or I just didn't think she was black. So I don't like her using that word. I remember on the other episode she said how I was raised in whatever hood, and because of that or whatever, I still don't see you as black. I don't, and I don't like that at all. But if she is African American in whatever sense, and she's just a lighter toned, my apologies. But again, I don't think she black. I don't know what she is. I'm not sure about what she is. I didn't Google the shit. I just ain't like it, point blank to the period. And she says she feels like Amara is telling everyone that she loves herself and how they should also love themselves, but she's not true to herself because she's a fake person and she wears the wig and her hair isn't. All of this bullshit. Amada's whole story this year, Veronica's whole story this year, and also a little bit of Steph's whole story this season is how it's all based on Amada's first meeting with Young Hollywood and him not liking her afro. So from that conversation has spun this whole race, hair, wig, I hate you, you hate me, we were friends, we are no longer friends. So it's like the common denominator is a little bit of young Hollywood, okay? Because he has dealt with each woman. That's why I said earlier, he's still a piece of shit in one way or the other. So it's just stupid. But Amara got a damn record deal somewhere, so she doing what she doing. But my thing is, I also don't feel like she's an innocent bystander, like she's just, oh, everyone's picking on her. I don't think that either. I think she is able to use the situation with young Hollywood to make people feel like she is consistently being targeted on this show. I don't know what she did with in real life. I ain't talking about real life. I'm talking about on this show. And, it was what it was. We see Jeffree and Malik meet up, basically. And basically, Jeffree apologizes and Malik accepts it. Jeffree must got some really good dick, because you got Bobby wanting to get back with him. You got Malik forgiving him real quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I'm just going to say that Jeffree got some real good dick and he be giving it to them. And that means that Malik must be a bottom. And, or maybe he a top. Maybe he a top. Well, no, they both look like tops. I can't see I know Bobby's the bottom. But yeah. So they accept each other's apology and, say that I love yous, and it's all cute. Now, again, they're also at the little barbecue thing. Man, they run into Bobby and Miami Tip. I don't know why Bobby and Malik decided to have a conversation and get into like a full-fledged argument over Jeffree. And Jeffree was literally like across the parking lot, like just pacing back and forth, letting these two men argue. I'm like, why, Bobby, you arguing with the man who your boyfriend cheated with, and Malik, you're arguing with your boyfriend's ex who he cheated on with you. Why the fuck are y'all two arguing? Jeffree's a piece of shit in the situation. Like, what the fuck is going on? I was just so fucking confused. And they argue, they standing like it's a car in between them, a nice little old school drop top something in between them, and they're talking. Like, Bobby's on one side, Malik's on the other, and they're talking. And initially we see Malik saying, calm down, we're gonna talk professional, I'm saying, don't get turned up or whatever, honey. Lord Jesus, Malik says to him, I'm not arguing with you over no man, but, that's my man, point blank, period, I do more for him than you can ever do for him, you make chump change, I'm a boss. And he kind of going off, and Bobby trying to talk, but he can't really get a word in edgewise. He then says something to Malik. I don't know what that man said. I don't know if he called him a faggot. I don't know if he called him an ass raper. I don't know if he called him an asshole. He called him something, and they did not show his mouth when he said it. I believe it started with an A. I don't know what it is, but whatever he called that man, when I tell you it set him off, because he was pissed the fuck off. Oh, he was so goddamn mad. And he come across this car. Then they yelling at each other about who gonna come across the car. I'm not, y'all both ain't about that life, simply because it wasn't even any security standing there. You could have easily just walked the 2 feet around the goddamn, you didn't have to jump over the car. You could have walked the 2 feet around the car and just started fighting. But they didn't want to do that. They kept, come over the car, jump over the car, come over, come on over. I'm looking like, why the fuck, y'all, I'm like, y'all so pussy right now. Y'all so pussy, because y'all could have easily fought if you really wanted to, but you didn't really want to. And Malik is pissed. He hit in the car. You see production break it up and kind of separate them. And Malik is like, I can't believe y'all would let him say this and this to me. And I'm like, what the fuck did he say? And then Bobby, who in my opinion is immature, simply because he was trying to piss Malik off. He was trying to be petty. But I feel like if Bobby really wants to be taken serious in the music industry, your main concern shouldn't be making somebody else pissed off and then saying, I won. That ain't adult. And to me, it showed a little bit of Bobby's immaturity in the situation. Because my thing is, why you care about making Malik mad is stupid. And then say, I won. You really didn't win, because at the end of the day, Malik and Jeffree left together. Anywho, we see Joy and P meet up. So Joy and P meet up. Everybody at this goddamn barbecue, the trick and treat they're having. We then see Dawn walk up in her old lady glasses, and I don't know what that was about. Then we see Shay walk up. And I'm like, oh, baby, here we go. Honey, Shay walk up. She say, hey, friend, to Dawn. Hey, ex-lover, to P. hey snitch to Joy. I'm like, bitch, hey snitch, what? What's going on here? And she sits down or whatever, and then she talking, and she's asked Joy basically like, why you tell P, my ex, that you seen me hanging out with Scrappy in the first place like that with none of your business? And Joy saying, well, because he my friend, you his girlfriend. She's like, oh, that's your friend? That's your friend? Well, if he was your friend, you would have known that we broke up, which is true. Which is absolutely true. So from then, she's like, if y'all was friends, what I'm saying, he would have told you that we weren't together. Get your facts together. He was mad. He gonna always be mad. Now they arguing, they fussing. And Joy like, you don't want this. This ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have it with me. And Shay say, I want it right now. I want to have a motherfucking problem. I'm like, Lord Jesus. I don't know what Joy do in Miami. What I do know is when she said you don't want none, and Shay said, bitch, I want some right now. Okay? I don't fuck around. I'm looking like, well, this bitch is crazy. So they both end up. You see Shay like throw some food a little bit. Joy throw the food back. Shay some kind of way got on top of the table and literally snatched Joy's head off. I'm like, she snatched Joy's whole wig. I think it was on pretty tight because it showed her like holding on for a couple of seconds. So it didn't snatch right off. She had it pinned in there good. But honey, she snatched Joy's whole goddamn head off. I think she got a couple swings in as well. And the funny part was the whole time P is standing there just looking. P ain't good to help no goddamn body. He is not Captain Save him. He can't stop no fights. He let the first girl get hit in the face with some goddamn ice cream. Now you can let this lady get her whole dang on head pulled off. You is not the person to help your girl fight at all. Like, you couldn't even like come in between them and stop. You couldn't do nothing, P. Nothing. The fuck is you good for? So they pull Shay one way. They have Joy back, and then all P say is, I'm sorry, Joy, you didn't deserve that. I'm so sorry. I'm looking like, bitch, what the fuck? So Joy like, it's all right, give me a second. Joy then run a goddamn country mile across the whole parking lot trying to get to Shay. Never caught her. Girl, you gotta run faster than that. You Forrest Gumping it out in these streets. And then they kind of still yelling at each other because again she couldn't catch Shay. Shay then said to Don, does Trick know how close her and P is? And she like, nah, Trick don't know. And she's like, somebody should let him know what's holding out in these streets. I'm looking like, now you gonna tell Trick on Pleasure and on Joy? Lord Jesus, he gonna try to kill him. So I'm like, well, we're going to see where that goes because, of course, this is the finale. So, well, I guess we don't know because we didn't see the season. So we'll see what happened in the family reunion. And that was basically the end of the episode. We see Trick and Trina talking about how they the best of Miami, how they gonna do this little TNT album. We still ain't got it. We see JoJo going to her lawyer. Not JoJo. Joy going to a lawyer's office saying she gonna finally file a divorce. Okay, if you say so. We see how Veronica said how this season she learned who her real friends was, and she's still hanging out with Young Hollywood. JoJo says how she sided with her mom and the thing between her mom and her dad, so her dad cut her off, and now she's having to find them. But she's found some investors to invest in her store. So JoJo, you not a millionaire for real? Your daddy was. Now you broke because you don't need investors if you're rich. Just saying. We see Gunplay goes to rehab and Kiara drops them off. Pleasure P and Pretty Ricky are back together. Okay, we say so. Shay saying how she has a whole new beginning in Miami, even though she thought it would be a new beginning with P, but she still like found herself or whatever. Prince saying how he's rising to be king. Who lad told you that, Prince? Who? They should not allow the children. We see Bobby ending scene made me think he looks like a gay woman. He looks like a female, a feminine female lesbian. And I'm like, you can't tell me that he don't look like a girl who want to be a boy but be a girl too. I was really confused. And then Amara was saying how she's gonna keep grinding and being herself afro and all. Okay, girl. And that was the whole episode. As I said, I think this season could have been better. I think next season maybe will be better simply because all the flack they got from this season, I hope they fix it next season. But other than that, that's my review. We know Love and Hip Hop Atlanta comes on in about 2 weeks. I will be reviewing that. I am about to review Love and Hip Hop New York, this first season 8 reunion special or whatever. But other than that, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.